100 years ago, the dark wizard Hollowell raised an army and tried to conquer the world. He was stopped by an unlikely hero, Sheriff Aesop Stormwood. As Hollowell died, he prophesied that he would be reborn twice more and rise again. Stormwood looked him in the eye and said if Hollowell did, his descendants would strike him down. Sheriff Aesop Stormwood went on to form Stormwood and Associates to make sure they'd be ready for Hollowell's returns, a private detective, security, and federally licensed magic users agency. 25 years ago, Hollowell returned for the first time, and a Stormwood made good on Aesop's promise. But the third coming of Hollowell may not be so far in the future. But the young Raz Stormwood just might know it's coming, and she plans to be ready. Previously on Stormwood and Associates. So, in an attempt to find out what the heck is in the Soul Stone that Kel used to carry, and what exactly the magical object that we've been referring to as the football actually is, NK had the bright idea to go hunt down a bounty for this man named Mikhail Enris, an elf known as the Artificer, who is on the run for doing illegal technomancy, but famously knows how to find out the properties of magical devices. Using a little bit of sleuthing, NK found a lead to a use of the guy's credit card in the town of Morris in the state of Helada. And so the team has hit the road, and they're going to Fred's Bar and Taco Shack, where the credit card was used. Because who doesn't like tacos? All right, so to give you some information, Morris is the town. It's got it's a good sized town. You know, it's not huge, but it's like 15,000 people. You know, it's kind of dirty everywhere. Like the town is in the desert, and it's just everything's kind of filthy. Like every sign, everything's got kind of a small layer of dirt over it and dust. It's hot. It is dry. And you guys pull up the car to Fred's Bar and Taco Shack. And it is this kind of, if this building was anywhere else, you'd say it looked rough and kind of in bad shape, but around here it looks pretty good. And it is just it's a kind of brownish restaurant sitting on the edge of town. I'm assuming you parked the SUV.
I do.
All right. It is right now probably about 4 in the afternoon.
All right. I'm leaving my coat in the car because it's hot.
Yeah, it's a cooler time of year, so it's only about 85 degrees. Or whatever temperature is actually appropriate for this geography. I don't know. It's hot. It's very warm.
Hot, yeah.
It's very warm.
I think we're all just going to head on in.
NK also ditches her hoodie. If there's a problem, they can solve it. If you need to find someone, they can do it. Stormwood and Associates is a detective, security, and federally licensed magic users agency. If you need help, they'll be there. But don't get in their way, or else you'll get caught in the eye of the storm. All right, so y'all enter Fred's Bar and Taco Shack. The inside is relatively empty right now. There are a couple of customers sitting in the corner. It's your between lunch and dinner, so it's not exactly a high traffic time of day. There is a long bar where a bartender is currently cleaning glasses, just like you'd expect out of every stereotype. The decor is interesting. It's almost like someone tried to build a tiki bar. Like, it's a lot of, like, there's like a fake straw roof over the bar, and like items that really are like, they're like Southeast Asian knickknacks and like oceanic like knickknacks and different things like that just all around. It's like the decor is like if someone attempted who had never seen a tiki bar before had one described to them and got it somewhere in the ballpark, and by in the ballpark I mean in the parking lot next to the third base side. That's what the decor looks like.
This place is amazing.
There's a jukebox playing in the background. Some random song that you're pretty sure you've heard before, but you can't make out the lyrics to the words because the volume is turned down too low. But the bass is still weirdly high.
Go figure.
It's almost like if someone tried to smother a jukebox.
Huh.
I'm gonna go sit at the bar.
Oh, and I should mention there are also just several slot machines by the door. Raz, you sit down at the bar.
Yep.
The bartender is a middle-aged balding man wearing a white shirt and a red vest and a black bolo tie.
Hey.
I should mention he's human. I should mention. I need to always remember to tell, what species it is. Bartender kind of looks at you, goes, "What can I get you?"
Heard you had the best tacos in town.
He narrows his eyes at you. From who?
Jeez.
Around.
I find that highly improbable. Miguel's downtown literally has 2 Michelin stars. I mean, our tacos are fine, but come on.
She shrugs, has a slight smile on her face throughout the whole thing, just being cheerful and upbeat. And
Can I get you something, or are you just gonna blow smoke up my ass?
a couple of tacos and
What kind of tacos? Fred's
Carnitas,
Taco
please.
Shack has a large variety of tacos, as you can see by our extensive menu. He hands you a menu. There are everything on the menu that isn't booze or a drink of some sort is a variety of taco. There are 6 pages.
nice. She quickly scans the first one, sees some carnitas, and goes for those.
So the first one is called Taco a la Steve. There is no description of its contents.
You made up a bunch of tacos. You're making up all these tacos.
I will make
So
up
if I
every
go through,
taco
like-
I have. I will make up. If you make me go through every page on this menu, I will come up with every taco, except none of them have descriptions about what's inside the taco.
Ah.
Some of them have pictures. You're not sure if all the pictures are of tacos, but all of the names have taco in them.
Okay. I'll go for the tacos a la Steve then.
All right, roll me a d10.
Sweet. 10.
Roll me another d10.
3.
All right, roll me one more.
9.
All right, so you order the tacos a la Steve
And a Coke.
and a Coke. All right. It takes a few minutes to get your taco. He puts the order in, and a few minutes later, he goes back to the kitchen, comes out with a taco in a hard-shelled corn tortilla, so a hard taco shell with beef, spearmint, peanut butter, and guac. That 3 really made it interesting.
Sounds good.
Are you gonna eat it?
Yep.
Okay. It tastes exactly like what I described.
Yep.
The peanut butter and guac both stick to the roof of your mouth. It's- the bartender just looks at you. No one ever orders the taco a la Steve. It's a punishment. Steve's banned from here.
I don't know. It's pretty good.
Most people order the taco a la normal number 2.
I'll have to get that next time.
I'll have a number 2.
There are many things with the number 2 on the menu.
The all in normal number 2.
Okay. Goes back. A couple minutes later, you get a taco. It is a pretty... the taco a la normal number 2 is an American style taco. Just a regular hard shell style taco with just like beef, cheese, sour cream, a little bit of, salsa. Just it is the whitest taco you've ever had. Like in the sense of the taco, yeah, as in like ethnically white taco you've ever had. And it's fine.
It's inoffensive.
It's better than Taco Bell and slightly
Okay.
more expensive than Taco Bell.
And slightly what?
Slightly more expensive than Taco Bell.
Okay. This is aight.
A la normal number 1 is more authentically Mexican. We get a lot of truckers here. They don't like surprises. They don't like Steve either. That's why we kicked him out.
Now I'm getting the impression Steve was not popular.
Nobody likes Steve.
So, you seem like a pretty discerning fellow.
And kids just popping in quarters at the slot machine.
as is Babbitt. I should mention, by the way, that Babbitt has also shed his hoodie, and his usual T-shirt has been replaced by a crop top for this adventure.
Okay, NK's wearing a tank top. So you can see her tattoos. That's about it.
All right, you seem pretty discerning, and you seem to know your clientele pretty well. You wouldn't happen to know a fellow like this who came in?
I'm
Bill
assuming
pulls out a picture of the,
of Mikhail.
Yeah.
Takes a moment looking at it. Roll me a D10, Bill.
Okay. 4.
Yeah, no, okay. That's fine. He squints a little bit. He looks at it. Oh yeah, Raz, roll me a D10.
1.
Okay, yeah, okay. He narrows his eyes a little bit as he looks at the picture. I do not believe I have seen that person in front of me ever.
Huh. Are there any other people who work here who I might be able to ask? It's a friend of my family.
I mean, there are other people who work here. Right now it's 4 o'clock, so our waitresses are on break. And there are the kitchen staff, but the kitchen staff is in the kitchen and does not interact with customers normally. I mean,
Yeah,
they can if they
that makes
want.
sense.
We don't, forbid it or anything. It's not a weird thing like that. But they just don't like to come out here because if you've been making the food all day, do you really want to eat the food? You know?
No, I get that.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It's a whole thing. Babbitt, roll me a D10.
5.
You just won $2.
Excellent.
You've spent way more than $2.
Yeah, this place is awesome.
So, I mean, I'm the regular guy. Why do you ask?
Well, like I said, he's a friend of my family, and we lost contact with him, and we heard tell from some reliable sources that he might be around here, so I figured I'd look around and ask. It would really mean a lot if I could find him.
That seems really weird. Why would you why would you be going into a bar and taco shack? Why did you come in here looking for him?
Well, this is really embarrassing. See, there was a whole falling out between him and my brother, and it got really ugly, and we lost contact with him, and the last time I heard, a friend of both my brother and him said he was around here, so I thought I'd ask.
But why the taco shack? There's a police precinct about 2 blocks from here. There are why? I mean, look, I don't want to sound like I'm being mean but I own this restaurant. I'm Dave, by the way. And
Hi,
welcome
Dave.
to Dave's Fred's Taco Shack and Bar. Anyways, why did you come in here? There's a gas station. Did you talk to the gas station across the street?
I have not yet.
Why would you go into a bar and taco shack before you checked with a gas station? Why did you come into the taco shack?
Because this is where we knew he last was. It really meant a lot to...
You knew he was here?
That was what my friend told me.
How did you know he was here?
My friend told me he was here.
When?
Just earlier today.
I will say the hit was not earlier today. You do know. Okay, so some information that NK gave you would have given you is that the credit card transaction was last week. Was like within the last week. It was like probably like today is Tuesday. It was Thursday.
Okay, sorry.
And you have the time of the transaction.
What time was it again?
4.
Well, it's
right.
The transaction was like literally at like 7 p.m. the previous Thursday.
My friend was here on Thursday. This last Thursday around 7 and said he was here.
Okay. I was not working then.
Oh.
Thursdays are my day off. There was a private party at 7:15. So any remaining table, we would have stopped bringing in customers around 6, so it would have been one of the last customers to leave then.
Gotcha. Good to know. Well, thank you.
Okay.
Does everyone have their comms in?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, NK does.
Yep.
Bill goes to the other side of the bar. Did everybody get that?
What? NK pulls the lever under slot machine again. And ding 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 ding. NK has won $5.
No, just talk to the guy. He said that he wasn't working here on Thursday, but there was a private party coming in, like, later that same night.
Okay.
So, we might have to find the waitresses that were working that night.
Well, okay, so there's a private party that night. And, okay, I was half listening. So we said that the transaction was at 7. Right?
Yes.
And that the party was coming in at 7:15, so it would have been probably one of the last customers to leave. And we know they left around 7, right? There are security cameras here.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant.
So let's see if we can take a look at that.
That works.
NK's going to technological solution this, dragging herself away from the slot machine. She's going to take her phone and she's going to hack into the restaurant Wi-Fi, bypass the firewall encryption on the router, and break into the computer system linking to the cloud account connected to the cameras and access the previous Thursday's footage. Did that work?
Seems legit to me.
Yep.
Yes.
All right.
In reality, Raz nods her ascension because her mouth is glued shut by the taco.
So, I've got good news and bad news. The good news is I know who used the credit card.
Okay.
The bad news is that it looks like a young woman in her 20s and not a middle-aged elf. It's a young human woman.
That doesn't necessarily mean anything. He might have just assumed a different form.
It's possible.
I can do that.
That's true. I mean, he is a magic user, so I assume he's not hiding as himself. But I've got a shot of this person.
Okay.
She zooms in and crops it and sends the photo to everybody's phone. Whoever she is, she at least got the card from someone.
Huh.
Interesting.
Well, it's a lead.
Like, she handed the card to someone at the bar, so it was like an authentic card. It's not like it was stolen off the internet.
All right. Well,
We want to
maybe
see if the bartender recognizes this person?
Yeah, I'm gonna either someone else is gonna have to ask, or I'm gonna have to change forms.
I was gonna suggest maybe that.
Why don't I do that? Hey, when I transform, do my clothes change too?
Yeah, you can make them change. Yeah, you made a car look like a boulder.
Oh, that's true.
Like, your clothes are still really your clothes underneath, but you can look like you're wearing anything.
The car wasn't wearing clothes.
It could have been.
Okay,
All right.
I'm actually going to step out of the bar then.
Okay.
And get out of so the windows I wouldn't be visible from inside the building. I want to get somewhere where I wouldn't be visible.
Okay,
anyway.
well, you can just you can just hide behind the SUV.
Okay. All right, and then while I'm behind the SUV, I am going to change form to look like a lady about the same age, because I feel like anyone else asking it will get super creepy.
Oh.
Okay. So you make yourself look like a young woman in her early 20s.
Yep.
Or you're just going to look like a early 20s version of Bill? Like a young woman, early 20s version of Bill? Or do you have something else in mind?
Some just kind of like plain normal, like ladies looking clothes.
Aww.
Like, I'm not thinking anything too. You know what? No, you're right. I'm just going to do rule what is it? Rule 63?
Rule 34.
Yeah, I'm just going to do
Rule 63. Who cares?
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't remember which one's porn and which one's gender swap.
34 is porn.
Oh, 34 is porn.
Okay, never mind. Please don't rule 34, Bill. Or if you do, at least let me know if it's funny.
If you do, put it in the Discord. nerdandtie.com/Discord gets you an invite. There's an art part of the Discord. There's a Stormwood chat on the Discord. Put it in the Discord.
Yeah, let me know if it's funny.
Use the spoiler tags if it's not safe for work.
I've never heard of Rule 63. Huh. Rule 34 is literally the only one I know.
One of the rules is that there's always a gender swapped version.
That is 63.
Yeah. All right. So, a early 20s woman version of Bill walks back into the bar. Okay.
All right. So she wanders.
So roll me a d10. I need to know how effective this disguise is.
Okay. Dude. What modifiers do I do with this one?
You just roll me a d10.
5.
Okay.
Excuse me.
All right. So you're walking up to the bartender. Bartender, let's see here. Oh, you lucky son of a gun. Bartender goes, "Hello, welcome to Fred's Bar and Taco Shack. I am Dave. What can I do for you?"
Hi, so one of my besties was in here last week, and I'm having the worst time trying to figure out if she left something here. At least I think it was here. She was a little, she sometimes gets a little loopy when she drinks a bit. Could you help me, confirm this was her, right? Pulls up the picture.
Well, did you say Thursday?
Yeah.
I wasn't here on Thursday. Oh, that's Sheila.
Sheila?
You're friends with Sheila?
Yeah, it's kind of complicated. Does she come here that often? I didn't realize.
She works down the street from here. You're friends with Sheila?
Yeah, well,
How come I've never met you before?
We're kind of just met recently. I didn't realize that she'd been around this area.
She grew up here. What are you talking about? I'm pretty certain she's never lived anywhere else.
Well, I didn't mean, like, in this town, silly. Like, in this bar, I guess.
Her folks live half a mile from here.
Huh. Guess I really had a misread on her.
Who are you?
Oh, I'm Kelly.
He narrows his eyes. What do you want with Sheila?
I'm just checking in on her.
Who are you working for?
Well, sometimes Actually, it's funny you'd ask. I've been making a lot of money from home. I'm a real boss.
Let me see some identification.
Kelly, get out of there.
I'm really sorry. Bye.
Are you running away, or?
I'm going to actually grab pretend that my phone is going off. I'm sorry, this is really important. Wanders back out.
Okay. So you have the name Sheila. And you have creeped out the bartender.
Tried so hard.
It's okay. There's no way you could have known. There's literally no way you could have known.
Indeed.
There's information you didn't have. But it sounds like the Sheila may be our clue?
Probably the best clue we're gonna have for right now.
Okay.
Unless you guys have any ideas.
No, I'd say we investigate Sheila.
Yeah. That's enough for me to pull up something to do some research on. EK continues to play the slot machine. She does not win. Eventually sighs. I'm out of quarters. Walks out of the bar. All right.
Probably as good a time as any then.
NK just sitting down in the car. Takes her a couple minutes to do research because they give me 5 minutes. She's got the name. She's got the general area that the person lives. Thanks to the modern age of social media, she has managed to locate a Sheila Williams who lives in a apartment not that far from where you are.
Huh.
You also find her, place of employment, which is down the street from Fred's Taco Bar. And Fred's Bar and Taco Shack. Fred's Bar and Taco Shack, owned by Dave.
Seems legit.
So many jokes I didn't get to make. See, Dave named it Fred's because he wanted it to sound more authentic.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, now that you explain it.
All right, so are you going to go to her place of work or are you going to go to her home?
Oh boy. Well, let's see. If we're going to go either place, we're going to have a better cover story ready, frankly. So it doesn't turn into whatever that just was. Again.
Yeah, that wasn't great, but it could have gone way worse. Like, we got useful information.
I guess. Probably fair.
As you guys are pulling out, someone everyone roll me a d10.
2.
5.
10.
Raz, you do notice as you guys leave Fred's Bar and Taco Shack that a black Mustang peels out behind the restaurant and heads like in the opposite direction that you guys are going. No one else sees anything.
I mean, I'll tell him about that. Now that I've got all the peanut butter and guacamole kind of washed out of my mouth and I can talk again. Good taco, but really sticks to your ribs.
That sounded like the most disgusting thing I had ever heard in my life. I do not understand why a human being would put that into their body at any point in time. And I'm not just saying... I mean, I'm not... Like, I don't eat beef, but, like, that's a normal human food, right?
Mm-hmm.
But peanut butter and guacamole as a combination, it's just... That is... Human beings should not be consuming that, right? Like, that's not a thing that people should be putting in their mouth at the same time.
It's not normal, but it doesn't sound absolutely disgusting. It's the spearmint.
Oh yeah, that's right. There was spearmint in there. How did that blend with the spearmint?
Tangy.
Like, was it just like spearmint leaves instead of lettuce?
Well, no, it was like they took the spearmint leaves and they like minced them up real fine and like distributed them throughout, so you get like a bite of guac and peanut butter and then like a little zing of the spearmint, and it was really nice and refreshing.
With the beef.
Really cut through the richness of the peanut butter.
Okay, so you tell them about seeing the Mustang drive off.
Yep.
Okay.
Guys, I saw a Mustang drive off the other way.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
Great. You saw a car? Okay.
So where are we going to where she works, where she lives, or are we trying to deal with that car thing? Because I didn't see where the car, like, Babbitt, you didn't see where the car went, right?
No, I didn't see a car at all, so no.
We can't really tail it.
Well, you didn't see a car like that in any of Sheila's social media posts, did you?
No.
Well, I mean, we can forget about the car for now. Just keep it kind of in my reminder if we see it again. Let's head to Sheila's workplace.
Okay. So Sheila works at a... Oh, okay. It is a run... Again, everything in this town just looks terrible. It is a small used furniture store down the road from the bar and taco shack. The place is like the windows, again, like this would be the worst looking store in any other town, but here it looks kind of normal. Phil's used furniture and supply is on the window, but Phil is almost like half scratched out. Like, you can tell that it said Phil at one point fully, but like half the letters are scratched out, but where the letters are scratched out, the glass is like 10 times cleaner than everywhere else.
So recent.
Yeah, this place is great.
So, as you walk in, a little bell rings at the door as the door swings open. The one nice thing about this place is that the air conditioning is fully cranked. In fact, a little too cranked. You're now all slightly cold. There is furniture stacked around the sides of the room, semi-haphazardly set up to look like it's being displayed, but also in some places just sort of stacked on each other. The items in this store are best described as old. Not antiques, just old. Like, there are dining sets with only 3 chairs. There are tables that look like they have, like, the 4th leg has been replaced with a leg from a different table. Everything's just sort of mismatched. There is a dingy green carpet. The lighting is fluorescent and flickering. Everything is priced just, like, almost reasonably, but just slightly more than you think it should be. At the back of the store, there is a counter with a bell on it and a cash register.
This has been a weird trip, right? All right.
So, are you going to walk up to the counter with the bell, or are you going to...
I'm going to let someone else take the lead on this one. I'm profoundly embarrassed.
Oh, are you still a girl, by the way?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
My name is Trey Dorn, and I was your GM for this episode. Joining me, as always, were Nick Izumi as Bill, Kyle Johnson as Babbitt, and, of course, Gen Proc as Raz Stormwood. Stormwood & Associates is a production of Nerd and Tie. You can find more information at nerdandtie.com/Stormwood. You can also find us on social media at Nerd and Tie on Twitter, nerdandtie.tumblr.com, and facebook.com/nerdandtie. This podcast can be subscribed to on anywhere that major podcasts are found: iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, and quite a few other places, and anywhere that takes an RSS feed as well. To be continued. Hey, while you're still here, let me tell you about another podcast on the Nerd and Tie Network, and that's Let's Be Legendary. Let's Be Legendary, the Feywild West, is a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons actual play game, so an actual play game like this one, but like, you know, in a system people actually use in the real world. Set in a homebrew Wild West steampunk world, the Feywild West follows 2 people discovering what it means to be in a relationship, all the while seeking revenge and learning the truth of their pasts. Let's Be Legendary podcast is an LGBTQ+ podcast with both main and minor characters, as well as players falling under the queer blanket. A heavy RP game with a focus on story and characters. And you can hear it every week here on the Nerd and Tie Network, and you can find all of their subscription information and links at nerdandtie.com/legendary.